Hello, hi everyone. Welcome to another live video today. I'm just waiting for some members to say a quick hi to me. Let me just write. Welcome to you guys. Let's see. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to the new live video. And this video is basically for the parents who are waiting for 11 plus, waiting for their kids to know what schools they will get on Tuesday. That's the 1st of March. As you guys know, 1st of March is the day when you come to know which grammar school or any other secondary school your child will get. So the parents would be nervous, would be excited, would be confused. So you might be getting a lot of feelings. So say hi to me. And first of all, first of all, let's say well done to all the children. So well done to all the children, whatever grammar school they get for them. So this is a well done from my side to all the children. They work so hard to get the best schools. They will be starting in September. So whatever school you get, I first of all want to congrats your child to get that school and get that place. So a big well done to all your children, the way they have done, they have prepared for grammar schools and they have done so well. Whatever school they get, it's a really good choice they have made. So today, before I get started, I just want you guys to say a quick hi to me so I can come to know that you guys are here. And again, I will tell you the ways to join our live. There are three ways you can join our live videos. The live what we're having now. The first is you could do it by YouTube, our YouTube channel, Ambitious Learning Tuition, or you could go on Ambitious Learning Tuition Facebook page if you're not familiar for YouTube. And the third way is in 11 plus ALT group. If you're not the member of 11 plus ALT group, I would highly recommend you guys to go to that group and become a member because all our videos, whatever we do, are posted there, and we have a lot of free resources for the parents who are preparing the children for 11 plus in that group itself. And if you want to see the collection of our videos, our educational videos, you could see in Ambitious Learning Tuition page, or you could also subscribe to Ambitious Learning Tuition YouTube page, YouTube channel, and you could scroll down and see there are lots of videos. How should you appeal and things like that? I'll be discussing that later in this video. So let's get started. First of all, I'll be sharing my screen with you guys to tell you what will actually happen on 1st of March. If you guys are waiting for 1st of March, what will actually happen? So let's start sharing my screen. So as you guys are aware, it's a National Secondary School Offer Day. Everyone needs to know. These are some of the things as a parent you need to know when you have waiting for the result day. Normally, the results, the what school your child will get depends on the council. When will you get it? Some councils give you really very early, like Essex Council. I remember last year they were the first one to declare the school your child will get. And if you are from Kent, Bexley, or any other council, they normally give you emails by the evening. So you will be getting emails by 4:35 in the evening. So you have a long waiting on Tuesday for getting the to know what school your child will get. And how would you get it? There's something parents keep asking me. How would I come to know my child has got a school? You will be getting an email from your council, or if you have applied by post, then you have to wait another day for the email for the postman to come. That is on a Wednesday. So you have applied through post. I mean, if you have not applied through email registration online, you would get by post. That's on a Wednesday. So you have a long way to go. So let's just see what this article is. This article is basically from last year. And if you know that this article says that parents are finding out which school the 11-year-old will get. So That's the day is the 1st of March. So if some of the parents don't know, oh, this is a recent article. I thought this is from last year. This is from this year. So they are saying that it has been a long time coming out on Tuesday. More than half a million children who in their final year of primary school find out whether they get into the first choice of secondary school. So basically 84%, 84.2% of children will come to know, will get their first choice. They are saying last year 84.2% of children were offered a place at their top choice school. So there were 84% of children who had got their first choice. And they're saying after hours spent reading prospectus, attending open evenings, and filling in forms, parents submitted their applications for a secondary school place in England in the end of October. This is something for the new parents. If your child is in year 6, hasn't we started year 6, you would have already submitted the form and everything to know what school your child will get. And the parents whose childs are in year 5N, you will be applying for the secondary school offers starting in September this year. So you would have the time from 1st September to 31st of October to apply to the schools you want your child to go to secondary school. Normally, parents do they wait for the grammar school results to come. Normally, the grammar school results come in the first week of October. That's why the date for the secondary transfer, that's why the last date for submitting your forms for secondary transfer is 31st of October. So nothing to do with the child starting primary school. And no confuse there. National Day offer place at primary school. That's again that. So what do you do basically? So first of all, I would say that if you guys are waiting for secondary school offers, whatever school you get as a parent, you should accept that school. Some parents have a feeling that if they reject the school they don't get, automatically they will get the second choice. That's not the case. You have to accept the school what is given by the council. Never ever reject the school what the council has given you, because some parents get really anxious and they see that, oh, my child has not got the first choice, I'm going to reject the school. This is not the school what I wanted my child to get, and you reject school. Don't do that, please. Accept whatever school you get on the 1st of March. Accept that school, and then you could call up the council and tell your council. Others can ask the council about the waiting list. After you are given a choice, your second, whatever school is in your secondary transfer form, automatically you will go on the waiting list of that school. So never do that. Reject the school thinking that you will get the choice of the school what you guys want. So you have to think about that and never do that. Except always accept the school what the council is giving you. Never reject the school. Always accept the school what the council is giving you. And after you accept the school, and after that, you could ask the council about the waiting list. With what number waiting list is your child in? So it's also written here. Take me step to step. First of all, please don't get panic. Says my Richard of schoolappeals.com. Just because you have not got what you want on 1st of March, 4th and 5th September, when school starts is a long way off and there's always a lot of movements. What do you mean by there are a lot of movements? There are a lot of movements because some children, as you know, they are giving grammars, they are also giving private schools, and some children give give grammar school just to know where they are, and they also fill up the form. And some children drop grammar schools because of if they got a good offer in a primary, in a secondary school, in a private school. Sorry, if they got an offer in the private school, they will drop that, and you have the option of then. The waiting list will go up and down. Waiting list always goes up and down. It keeps happening. In the meantime, you can start an appeal process. If you get to the third preference, you can appeal for a place at your first or second preference. You cannot get any of your six choices. You can appeal against all those decisions. So appeals are a different one. If your child has not got any of the places of the schools you think your child should have got, then you have the process of appeal. You could ask your counsel what are your chances for the appeal. But I would highly tell you guys, I will definitely tell you guys, appeals about grammar schools and secondary schools never. It's very rare they go ahead. So if you appeal, also go ahead. There are very less chances you will win it. So don't ever think about appealing for the sake of that you have got your third choice and you didn't get your first choice. I remember doing a video about appeal. If you guys need any help about that video, I will put the link for that video in our YouTube channel. You all can have a look at that video because that video would be something which the parents who are really upset and really want to appeal can do it. They could go to the consul, they could ask the consul how to appeal. The appeal process after not getting your school is different. You don't appeal through your consul. You only appeal to the school. And when you appeal to the school itself, you can tell the school why did the school didn't offer you the place what you expected. But remember that from 10, if a school had 15, 20 appeals, only 1 in 10 are successful. So the chances of appeal are very, very rare that it will go ahead. So the first thing is please accept the school what you guys get. Never reject the school what's given to you by the council. Accept the school because your child might get the school what you want, your second or third choice. If you have got your third choice, you could get your first and second choice through waiting list. How does a waiting list work? The waiting list normally work is from May. The results of the waiting list it normally comes in May. So the waiting list normally works through if you apply to a school. If you sometimes what happens, the school itself have the number of the waiting list. What waiting list is your child at? So you could call up the school itself and ask that your child didn't get a place and your child is in the waiting list. The school itself will tell you that what number of waiting list your child is. First, the waiting list is the council would know that. From May onwards, you don't have to call up the council because the council will give the waiting list numbers, what waiting list number a child is to the school itself to handle it. So after May onwards, after Easter, there's a lot of movements go on. You have the kids get choices through the waiting list. And if you are from Kent Council, you would get a form from the Kent Council about the schools you have applied and you didn't get and you want which school you want from the waiting list to be which schools in your secondary transfer form you want in the waiting list. You can write in that form. That form normally comes in the first week in March. The Kent Council normally send that form to all the parents. And if you have applied to any of the Kent schools and you have not got it, you could write that school's name if you want that school to be in the waiting list and send back to the Kent Council. Then the Kent Council looks into it and then they might give you the school what you want. Another thing, what happens after Easter, the consuls normally give all the schools the waiting list number of the child where the child is. So after that, they always tell that it's the school which will tell you about the waiting list, not the consul. So if you call up the consul to know what waiting list number is your child, the consul would tell you to call up the school and ask the school what number you are. So this is the way how the system works. And this is something they are telling about the appeal. They are saying that independent appeal panel is not concerned with which school is the best academically for your child, but whether missing out on the first choice will be. But if you have got a grammar school and you still want to appeal, the chances for your appeal to go forward for you to win the appeal are very, very less. So I would say that Don't appeal for the sake of that your friend has got the school and you haven't got the school. There could be different things the council would be looking at your friend's child and your child. Your friend's child must have scored more marks than your child. So there are a lot of things the council has to look before giving you a place in the grammar school of your choice. So you have to think about that before thinking why your child has not got the school what the other child has. So there are lots of things you have to do. So another thing I would say that always accept the school what your child has got. Never reject the school, because sometimes I know that some parents, when they don't accept the school the council is given to them, and if they don't get the grammar school what they want, then the council would give them any school which has space then. And that school would be the worst secondary school with bad option result, not so good option result. You might not get that school. So it's better to accept all the schools what you want, and you should accept that school. I'll be sharing on the screen about our. Let me see. Yes, I'll share another screen with you guys to tell you how to apply to when you apply. This is the way you guys have applied, and sometimes you won't if you don't get the email by the evening. You could go to your consul's. This is Bromley Consul's website. You could also go to your consul website and you could click on the login, and you will go to e-admissions. And after going to re-admissions, you have three things: first time visitor, returning visitor, and find school. So if you are new and you don't know what school to apply in September, this is I'm talking for the parents who are applying in September to October. You could also go on your consul's website and you have three options there. First is first time visitor, returning visitor, and find schools. If you are looking at the results, what school your child has got, you would be going for returning visitor. You will log in into this, and then you'll have a for you will I don't know what email ID or password you guys have done. You would log in into that, and after you log in, you will be given to the school what you have. And after logging in to this to the consul's website, you would be given option when you see the school's name: accept the school, reject the school, accept the offer, reject the offer. So you should always accept the offer, never reject the offer. So you would go to your consul's website. This is when, if you don't get the email, you will use your username what you have used, use your password, log in, and after you do that, you could go, you will be given the school's name. Like, for example, if I'm applying for my daughter, I would get, if I wanted Newstead, if my school's name is given Newstead, you will have 14 days. You will be given 14 days to accept the school what's given to you or to reject the school what's given to you. Some parents have a habit of waiting, not accepting the school, waiting for to get another offer. Don't do that. Because if you do that also, the school what you have given the offer, if you don't accept the school, your offer might go. The school will wait for 14 days for you to accept offer. You don't accept that, that offer might go to another girl. So you have to wait at least for some time to accept. You have to wait for some. You have to accept the offer to get the school of your choice. So this is what how your consul website would be looking at. And if you're new parents, you would be going here, first time visitor, you would be going here and you should be registering here about your school and the choices you want. what school do you want? But I would highly recommend that parents to wait in at least when your child are giving grammar schools, you have to wait for that. So this is the way how would you look at the way. And if you have not applied through the council website or you have only applied through applying by post, you would get your result by post fully. You'll get the school what your child has or your child has got in secondary school. You'll get it by the post. All the other parents will also get another post coming by the council on the 2nd of March. And they also have option like some have like they can't do it because of the internet is getting bad or something. You could also have the option of going to the consul's website and then waiting for the post and applying, returning the letter by post, accepting it, and then returning the letter by post. Let me just see if I have any questions of some of the members who have recently waited for some of the members. If any one of you have any of the questions, please ask me. I'm just looking at the post. I tried posting in a lot of Facebook groups to help you guys, but I think so 11 plus journey has rejected my post. That's fine. No worries. There's any other question you guys want to ask me, just ask me. I'll be able to help you guys. I'm just looking because there were some questions some members had asked me, and I'll just try to answer all the questions. If you have any other inquiries, please keep asking me. Okay. So somebody's asked me if you want to ask me that is that if I don't get the school of my choice, what are my options? So if you have not got the school of your choice, I think so. I don't know about your council, but Bromley Council has something like you could apply for three other schools of your choice, but that three schools would be the one you have not applied before in your in your secondary transfer form. So you could apply to other schools which you have not applied in secondary transfer form. So you still have the option of applying to other schools also. And remember that when you apply for grammar schools, the basic thing about applying to grammar schools is that you have to think about if the grammar school is uh, in if you are in the catchment or you're not, and don't apply to a grammar school which your child has not even cleared, because if you apply to a grammar school in which your child has not cleared, you would be wasting one of your choices. And also please look at the admission criteria of all the grammar schools before applying. See that the grammar schools are good for your child, and also don't apply to the grammar school for the sake of just applying because that school is your friend's son is going there or your friend's daughter is going there, because all the children are different. Your child might not like that grammar school, but your child might like another grammar school. Always look at, always go for the open evenings, go for other things before applying to any grammar school. Because when you're applying to grammar schools, you have to think about these things. Am I using the right choices? And also, don't don't give grammar school exams, entrances, only for the sake of giving the entrances that because they are free. Because I have so many parents who like giving 7, 7, 8, 8 entrances just because they are free. Never do that. Always go for the entrances what you think your child will get in. There's any other question you guys want to ask me, I'll just write down some of the questions, what I think that everybody always asks. And one thing is that I know all of you would be really anxious, nervous, and you'll be really, really worried to think about will I get the school? Will my child get the school? Whatever school your child will get will be the best for your child. If you think that way, it will be good for you and also will be good for your child. And don't keep keep yourself calm. The children will be gone to school. I mean, they won't come to know till they come back in the evening what school they get. But as parents, it's not easy to say that you should also relax and have take a deep breath. Just do the things you like the most to keep your mind away, thinking about grammar schools, about the secondary schools, thinking about what school your child will get. So the best thing is that just keep thinking about other things and don't get nervous. There was another article, I don't know, you guys must have read. I'm just thinking if there are any other things I could tell you guys about. I'll be, I'll just, yeah, got this article. This is also a very good article. If you guys want to read this article also, it's good. I'm just going to share my screen with it. It's taking little time for my computer to just log in. And there's any other question in the meantime, if I missed any of the questions, if I have not answered any of your questions, please feel free to ask me any of the questions you guys have. Not even loading. If you guys have any of the questions you want to ask me, please feel free to ask me. These live videos are only here to help you guys because these videos are here. I've taken my time out just to help you guys, to tell you guys. I think so. My computer is not loading. That's fine. If you guys have any other questions about secondary school, what's the disadvantages of not passing 11 plus? There's no disadvantages. I mean, I have a question saying that what is the disadvantage of not passing 11 plus? I don't think so. There's any disadvantage of passing 11 plus because if you have not passed 11 plus, doesn't mean end of the world. Because if you guys go for an interview or something, they will never ask you, have you passed grammar school or anything else? Nobody asks you that. They will always ask you about your GCSE results because GCSE results must is more important than grammar schools because whatever courses you do when you grow up in life depends about your it basically depends about your GCSE if you get good results or you get bad results. Let me see it. I have another one which I was telling you guys. This is a really good one. Let me just start sharing screen now. There's another article. There's another article which tells you that the next academic year is fast approaching and kids will find out on 1st March if they have been offered a place of the chosen secondary schools. So this is what I've told you guys. It's absolutely the same thing. They say that council send the offers places secondary school by 1st of March. Year 6 pupils of England and Wales find out they will transfer to a second in September. Parents who applied online will receive the results of the applications by email during the evening on Monday, March 1st, explaining that's about Lucian Council, so you could find it from your other councils. What happens when you get your letter? If you want to accept the place you will be all you have been offered, you must accept the offer by the deadline given in the offer letter. So every offer letter has a deadline. But if you don't accept the offer, could be withdrawn and the placement could get you another pupil. So obviously, this is understood. If you reject it, your place would go to someone else. Someone else waiting for that place would say thank you to you guys because that person would have got the place. You need to log into your admissions account using the same username and password you used to make your initial application. So this is something we always tell the parents if you are in year 5 and you have to apply next year, please, whenever you make your applications, always write on a piece of paper and pen, piece of paper, your password and username. Because I know some parents, when they get so nervous on the allocation day, on the 1st of March, they get so nervous, they don't know, they forget the username, they forget their password, and they don't know how to do it. So if you're one of them, I would say that please write on a piece of paper somewhere or in the diary to keep your username and your password safe so that on that day when you're nervous, you're anxious, you don't forget it. Can I appeal a decision? Yes, you have the right to appeal under the School Standard and Framework Act of 1998 against the refusal of a place at any of the schools which can listen to your application. So that's what I was telling you. That is the way when you appeal, you have to go through the school. So remember that the schools are overcrowded, and if you appeal, it'll be very rare that the school will give your child a place because the schools are the one who have every year they have thousands of children who appeal, so they are really good of not accepting appeals. Always try to think about something which others have not done in the appeal process. And then how to appeal secondary school placement. This is some ways they have given you. That's the Sunday article. And there are different ways of appealing. Find out who to appeal to. Check the admission policy of the school. Find out the published admission number of the school. This is something very important. When you are appealing, you have to think about how many children in the classroom this can adjust, and are your chances for appealing less or are your chances of appealing more. So you have to think about that, what will happen to the school if you're appealing, because some schools only take less kids in a classroom. And I did appeal for my son in, that was long time ago, it was 2000 and I think so, that was 5 6 years ago. And we appealed to one of the Kent schools, and the reason what the school had given for not accepting my son was that not adjust another child in the classroom because they don't have enough chairs and tables. So they could, every school could give you different reasons, and some of the reasons would be so funny. You would be like laughing around thinking about what reason the school has given. They could also tell you that oh, the teacher could not move around. The teacher was the, if we have another child in the classroom, the teacher will it will be really difficult for the teacher to move around. Getting gather evidence supporting any medical, social, or other another reason. So these days, you all, if your child had COVID or something during the 11 plus process, you could use that as one of the reasons, saying that because of the COVID, your child could not concentrate in the entrance, and your child is a really bright student. You want your child to really get through, get into a grammar school, and then you could also attach some of the schoolwork. This is something I have discussed in mine in one of the videos what I did about appeal. So you could look at that video in our Facebook, in our YouTube video. So let me just sharing the screen. Let me just, you could also see that video. I'm just trying to see if the video is, if I could show you guys how to find the video. You could just go on our YouTube channel and then you could just find the video. I'll just get the video for you guys if the video is here with me. And appeal is something which is you have to really, really think about appeal. You can't just go and appeal because you like that school. You have to be, you should have really solid reason why you really want to appeal. What's the reason you want to appeal? Because you could not appeal for the sake like, oh, my child is bright student or something. You have to show evidence why you think your child is bright. And if your school head teacher is the one who's supporting your what you're saying, that would be great. Because if your if your head teacher supports you, then your chances of winning the appeals are really high. So you could think about that. But again, I'm saying that if you want to appeal, appeal is something which doesn't go ahead. It's really it takes ages for the appeal. So you have to think about how to appeal. I'll just share the video what we did, so you could also find the video. I'm just trying to share screen with you guys if I can. Let me see if I can share. So if you look at this video, we have done a video about appeal. You could go and search in 11 plus in our ambitious learning tuition page. And this is in the video we have shown that what are the ways you could appeal and what are the other things. Let's answer some of the questions I have. This is one of the questions one of the parents has asked on Facebook. It says that what is the process for late admissions or late applying if the child already has all the marks that needed but late application? Uh, I don't think so because you have you moved home or something, because if you have not applied in the till if you didn't apply till 31st of October, because the deadline was 31st of October. If you have not applied, I think so your chances have you must have missed the chances, because I remember I had a child, a boy, who had passed all the grammar schools, but unfortunately the parents had moved house and they have moved to another area where they had other grammar schools, but he wanted to apply. But when he applied, he had to apply for Indian admissions. He had to apply Indian admissions. That's the way you apply. But after you apply to Indian admissions through your council website is very rare. You would get into grammar school of your choice because you have missed the chance of applying. So you could talk to the consul and tell your consul what the reason why did you not apply, because the consul would ask you why did you not apply during the deadline, because the deadline for applying was 31st of October. And remember that these grammar schools are overcrowded. These grammar schools rarely have any space for anyone who apply late or who give 13 plus. We have a lot of parents who ask us that my child has not passed 11 plus. Can we do 13 plus? Yes, you can. But remember that 13 plus in grammar schools is very rare. A lot of children do 13 plus. They keep, if you pass also grammar school entrances in 13 plus, they keep you in the waiting list till they have a vacancy. And grammar schools really have any vacancy because there are lots of children who want to go into grammar schools. The places are less and children are more. This is what's happening because there are so many children who apply and only very few percent of them get into grammar schools because of the places. So this is one of the videos you all can look at our YouTube channel. You could go on that and you could see, because that video explains you everything about applying to grammar schools. How would you apply to grammar
Your
schools, and what's the way of
work can
applying to
feel
them?
much smoother with Monday to
This is something you guys can apply to. I'm just this ad going on here. Let me just skip the ad. So here I have also given some links if you want to look at that video, because that videos have lot of links, you websites you could see into applying to grammar schools. If you have not, if you're appealing, what are the best websites help you could take from? So these are some of the websites you could look at our video. I will put the link of this video in the description for you guys. And if any of your friends are struggling, or they are nervous, or they're anxious about the 1st of March, you please recommend them to watch this video, because we have given a lot of videos which give you a lot of educational, will give you a lot of advice about grammar schools, how to appeal, how to do that. And we try to post these videos into different Facebook groups. But some Facebook groups don't accept our post like 11th journey, they don't accept our post. And there are other Facebook groups who do accept our post, because all the groups have their own priorities. I won't say that they don't have it. So they have other priorities. Every Facebook group has that. But I'm here just to help you guys, to give you the best possible information you need for 11th class. And if you have any other questions after this live, I would say that you all can just keep, you can just comment below, and you can ask me, or you could give a message, and I would be there to help you guys. If you have any other post you want to ask any other questions about that, I'll be there. And so that's all for today. And I wish all the children good luck for 1st of March. And I would say that the parents should not be nervous. Parents should go and have a cup of tea, or just go out with your friends. If you are nervous, if you are anxious, just go for a tea with your friends on Tuesday, and have a good time till you can come to know what school your child will get. And don't forget to share your good news with us. It'll be good for us to know that what school your child will get. That's all for today. If you have any other questions, I'm just thinking, do anybody have any other questions? If you have any other questions, just keep asking us and keep posting. We'll be able to reply to your questions now. And thanks for taking your time and coming on Sunday evening, especially for this live. Thanks, everyone.